Hello, hello. I've got to correct the numbers for today. We're doing 29 through 33 today. 29 through 33. And we'll get it. We'll get everything. Everything should be squared away now. Everybody should hear us, all that good stuff. How's it going? All right, we just got to get our friends over here on the other side. We got to get them logged in. And then we'll be good to go. We'll get them logged in and then we should be good to go. I was going to try to do something a little different on the TT side. So bear with me for just a couple minutes while I get that going, and you guys can chat with me while it's going as well. Happy Thursday, Friday Eve to all of you fantastic individuals. Let's see here. We're gonna do full camera, and then I'm gonna add a camera. We're gonna add a camera. If it lets me, we'll see. See if it does. It says, what? This camera's already been added. What? No, it hasn't. Evelina, how's it going? Good to see you, my friend. I do not have this camera added. It is not the camera. It says you've already added this device. Settings will be synced across all sources using this device. How's it going? It says I've already added this device, but it is definitely not added. Definitely not added. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Not gonna lie. I'm trying to get this fixed for the trying to get this fixed for the TikTok side so we can add another camera, but it says it couldn't create the camera. Interesting. Good to see you guys today. We're going to be reading from Genesis chapter 29 through 33. Yep, 29 through 33. Cancel. Cancel. Well, it might not let me add this camera. This software won't let me do it. Oh my gosh. Man. It will not let me add it, guys. That's crazy. Why won't it? How'd your day go today, Evelina? Hopefully I said that right. I don't know what that is. Well, all right, well, we're gonna go without it. We're gonna go without it. All right. Okay. Joshua, how's it going? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, my friend. I don't know what that is, my friend. All right, we should be good to go, guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being part of the stream this evening. I wanted to give everybody a couple minutes to get in here. The stream technically doesn't start until 7 p.m. So we've still got 1 minute till we can know that everything goes out the way that it should, and then we'll go from there. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you. Hey, thanks for the likes over there, King. How you doing, bro? How is it going, my friend? I want to add some text. No sound. Yes, I do have sound. Yes, I do have sound. We'll put this like right there. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I've changed my focus. Changing my focus, my friend. Going back to the basics. Going back to what God purposed me to do. My only game day is Saturdays now. That's my only game day. But how's things going with you, man? You doing all right? You took a little detour for a little bit, but I hope you're blessed, man. I know I was losing focus. But I'm back. All right, we're gonna get started in just a minute. I want to give everybody like 3 minutes past 7 to get in here. I'm just going to leave the bottom of this. I'm just going to leave it black so people can see themselves chat, I guess. You've been working a lot more. Don't get to play as much. Yeah, I feel you. I haven't been playing a whole lot of Fortnite, so actually I haven't played any games this week. I haven't played since Saturday. I haven't played any games since Saturday. Just been busy doing this and posting videos and doing all that. Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to be, man. I'm trying not to be. But I feel the whole world working against me. But I know God's working with me. So I'm good. I tried to get a second camera angle on TikTok, but it's not letting me. Yeah, I miss Chester Bennington too, man. I will be, King. I promise you that. I will be. How's it going, MZ18? I remember being in the crowd in 1999 watching Linkin Park live. That's how old I am. That's how old I am. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. But yeah, I miss him too. I just hope I hope he got to go to the same place I'm going. That's what I'm hoping for. You were 10 in 1999? I was 18 in 1999. We're gonna say a quick prayer before we start reading. Does anybody need any prayer requests? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Daniel? How you doing, brother? Krim says he wasn't alive. Dang. You missed out on all the good stuff, Krim. Those were the good old days, brother. Cream of the crop. Sometimes I throw a little Linkin Park on every once in a while and listen. I don't know about him. I don't know who that is. I don't keep up with secular music anymore. So I'm kind of locked in. I'm kind of locked into, like 2010 and before. I'm pretty much lost the last 15 years. Pretty much lost the last 15 years of music for me. I don't know nothing about nothing. Unless my son tells me about it. Unless my son tells me about it, I don't know. Oh, okay. Got you. All right. Let's say a quick prayer and let's get started. Father God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for these people that come here for encouragement or just to be here, just to have a place to go where they feel comfortable. Lord, we want to use your word as a weapon against the enemy. And the Bible tells us that that's exactly what it is. Lord, thank you for each and every person. Your word says that those that are willing to listen will be blessed, Lord. And I just pray that each and every person that's listening right now, you just fill them with your presence. Fill them with just love. Pour over them. That something that they can't even understand what's on top of them right now. And they feel comforted. Lord, you sent us the comforter when you died on the cross. And we just thank you so much for that rescue mission that you gave us. Lord, I know how I am. I know where I've been in the last 45 years. And I'm so glad that you sent your son to save me. Lord, and I just pray that each and every person that comes along today, that I give some kind of words that can give them hope today. Lord, just like my friend King said, I just want to be a vessel. And I just want to pass on the same blessings that you gave me, Lord, that I can give these people as well. Thank you, Lord, for giving me bravery, giving me wisdom and favor. Lord, I ask you to protect our chat from the evil one. He will want to come in here and wreak havoc, Lord. Help me stay calm and patient. Deliver the message with love. Let us find new friends today. Bring them here if you want them to be here, Lord, and hear this message. We just pray that you get them to stop scrolling for just a moment to listen. Lord, thank you. We want to honor you today in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Nice Dude says, why don't you play Fortnite anymore? Kind of lost focus of my purpose, Nice Dude. And I'm doing what God gave me. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Because sometimes when you play so many games, you start losing focus of what's going on in everybody's life, you know? Well, nice to see you, Jose. I always remember is Nice Dude. I remember Nice Dude. There's a lot of people named Jose that came in my chat, but I appreciate you, man. All right, like I said, we're going to be reading from Genesis chapter 29 to 33 today. We always try to read 5 chapters. We'll get through those 5 chapters, and then I'll see how many people are in the chat, and then I'll ask the chat what they want to do. And one thing that I did add for over there on the Red app, I wanted to talk about that right there. I don't know if you guys see that. You might not. Let's see. Let's see why that wouldn't work. Hang on, guys, just a second. Hang on, y'all. I want to try to fix this alert real quick before we get started. I just added this praise meter, and the only people on full screen on Red app can see it right now. So I'm going to try to fix it. Okay. I'm going to try to fix it so all of you can see it, at least on Red app. So let me let's see, we'll do this one. Copy, paste. All right, that should work. So yeah, so if you are over on the full screen on Red app, you'll see right now that we have a a praise meter on the screen, and you have to spam Jesus in the chat until the spam meter is full. Okay? So I'm going to try to get it so we can all see it. That's what I really want. I obviously did a little bit of testing, but we're also missing a couple things to get it on both the vertical and the horizontal side. So that's what I've been working on the last couple days, adding some new things that we can be a little bit more interactive. So I'm gonna reset it myself. Just so you guys can see what it looks like next time. So what it does is every 18 minutes, it has a 20% chance every 18 minutes, it has a 20% chance of popping up on the screen, and then you have to spam the chat with Jesus until it goes away. So I think it'll be fun, but we'll see. We'll see what everybody thinks of it when we do it next time. All right. Genesis chapter 29. Jacob resumed his journey and went to the eastern country. He looked and saw a well in a field. 3 flocks of sheep were lying there beside it because the sheep were watered from this well. But a large stone covered the opening of the well. The shepherds would roll the stone from the opening of the well and water the sheep when all the flocks were gathered there. And then they would return the stone to its place over the well's opening. And Jacob asked the men at the well, "My brothers, where are you from?" "We're from Haran," they answered. "Do you know Laban, Nahor's grandson?" Jacob asked them. They answered, "We know him." "Is he well?" Jacob asked. "Yes," they said, "and here is his daughter Rachel coming with his sheep." And then Jacob said, "Look, it is still broad daylight. It's not time for the animals to be gathered. Water the flock, then go out and let them graze." But they replied, "We can't until all the flocks have been gathered and the stone is rolled from the well's opening, and then we will water the sheep." While he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. As soon as Jacob saw his uncle Laban's daughter Rachel with his sheep, he went up and rolled the stone from the opening and watered his uncle Laban's sheep. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept loudly. He told Rachel that he was her father's relative, Rebekah's son. She ran and told her father. Then Laban heard the news about his sister's son, Jacob. He ran to meet him, hugged him, and kissed him. Then he took him to his house, and Jacob told him all that had happened. Laban said to him, "Yes, you are my own flesh and blood." After Jacob had stayed with him a month, Laban said to him, "Just because you're my relative, should you work for me for nothing? Tell me what your wages should be." Now Laban had 2 daughters. The older was named Leah, and the younger was named Rachel. Leah had tender eyes, but Rachel was shapely and beautiful. Jacob loved Rachel, so he answered Laban, "I'll work for you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban replied, "Better that I give her to you than to some other man. Stay with me." So Jacob worked 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed like only a few days to him, because of his love for her. And then Jacob said to Laban, "Since my time is complete, give me my wife so I can sleep with her." So Laban invited all the men of the place and sponsored a feast. That evening, Laban took his daughter Leah and gave her to Jacob, and he slept with her. And Laban gave his slave Zilpah to his daughter Leah as her slave. Then morning came, there was Leah. So he said to Laban, "What have you done to me? Wasn't it for Rachel that I worked for you? Why have you deceived me?" Laban answered, "It is not the custom in our country to give the younger daughter in marriage before the firstborn. Complete this week of wedding celebration, and we will also give you this younger one in return for working yet another 7 years for me." And Jacob did just that. He finished the week of celebration, and Laban gave him his daughter Rachel as his wife. And Laban gave his slave Bilhah to his daughter Rachel as her slave. And Jacob slept with Rachel also, and did indeed and loved Rachel more than Leah. And he worked for Laban another 7 years. And when the Lord saw Leah was neglected, he opened her womb, but Rachel was unable to conceive. Leah conceived, gave birth to a son, and named him Reuben. For she said, "The Lord has seen my affliction. Surely my husband will love me now." She conceived again, gave birth to a son, and said, "The Lord heard that I am neglected and has given me this son also." So she named him Simeon. She conceived again, gave birth to a son, and said, "At last my husband will become attached to me, because I have borne 3 sons for him." Therefore his name was Levi. Thank you so much for the follow, Golden. I appreciate you, man. And she conceived again, gave birth to a son, and said, "This time I will praise the Lord." Therefore she named him Judah. And then Leah stopped having children. So it's an interesting story. Obviously, the way that they did things was a lot differently than now, but it was crazy to me that Jacob worked 7 years to get Rachel. Then he gets Rachel, and then he works another 7 years to get Leah. So it's just amazing that we moved from, all this turmoil that had happened, right? Because in the previous chapters from Tuesday, when we were reading through it, we had that turmoil between Esau and Jacob, and Esau and Jacob had this horrible falling out, right? They fought because Jacob had stole his birthright from his brother Esau. And then we saw that Jacob had to run away because his mother pretty much told Jacob, "You got to go because you stole your brother's birthright and then you stole his blessing. You got to go. And if you don't go, he's going to unalive you." So he had to go at that point. So I just thought it was very interesting that we had to kind of see this story unfold, and now we see just to us in these days is very unorthodox that we see how they got their wives and husbands and how they form their families together. But it's definitely interesting, and I always ask God, and like, because things are so different, right? There's a lot of things that are different today than they are when we're reading this, right? But I always ask God, I say, "God, what are you trying to teach me in this?" Right? Yes, I can read chat. How you doing, Luis? How you doing today? But yeah, I always ask God, "Hey, God, what are you trying to teach me? I don't understand this story very well, but there's got to be some reason why you want me to read this." So always keep that in mind, even when you don't quite understand. And one thing I will add to that before we go into chapter 30, a lot of times people think that when they read the Bible that they're gonna understand everything, and you're just not. And it's not that I don't understand some things. I just don't understand everything, right? So I take into consideration, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna I'm trying to find God in what I'm reading. I'm not trying to find myself or trying to find a solution in this context. I'm trying to find the character of God out of it. No, thank you, Luis. No, thank you. I've already had a couple of people come in my chat this week and ask the same thing. But no, thank you. God bless you. Hope you have a good day. All right. Thanks for the follow, Golden. I appreciate that. Golden, you said something. You have a question? What do you have a question about before I go into chapter 30? Did he already leave? He must have already left. Hey, Levi. Nice to see you, dude. Genesis chapter 30. And when Rachel saw that she was not bearing Jacob any children, she envied her sister. "Give me sons, or I will die," she said to Jacob. Jacob became angry with Rachel and said, "Am I in the place of God? He has withheld offspring from you." And then she said, "Here is my maid Bilhah. Go sleep with her, and she'll bear children for me, so that through her I too can build a family." Who do we remember saying the same exact thing? Do you guys remember that? We heard the same thing from Abraham and Sarah. They said the same exact thing. They can't bear children. I'm too old. And then here we are, right? So it's like, what have we done? And they're doing the same thing all over again. I'm gonna go ahead and make this full screen. There we go. I couldn't figure out my other camera that I wanted to add because it says it was already added, but it's not already added. So I'm not sure why. Verse 5. Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. Rachel said, "God has vindicated me. Yes, he has heard me and given me a son." So she named him Dan. Rachel's slave Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. And Jacob said, "In my wrestlings with God, I have wrestled with my sister and won." And she named him Naphtali. And when Leah saw that she had stopped having children, she took her slave Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. Leah's slave Zilpah bore Jacob a son. And then Leah said, "What good fortune!" And she named him Gad. And when Leah's slave Zilpah bore Jacob a second son, Leah said, "I am happy that the women call me happy." So she named him Asher. Reuben went out during the wheat harvest and found some mandrakes in the field, and when he brought them to his mother Leah, Rachel asked, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." But Leah replied to her, "Isn't it enough that you have taken my husband? Now you also want to take my son's mandrakes?" Mandrakes must have been a big deal. And when Jacob came in from the field that evening, Leah went out to meet him and said, "You must come with me, for I have hired you with my son's mandrakes." So Jacob slept with her that night. And God listened to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son. Leah said, "God has rewarded me for giving my slave to my husband," and she named him Issachar. And when Leah conceived again and bore Jacob a sixth son, "God has given me a good gift," Leah said, "This time my husband will honor me because I have borne him 6 sons for him." And she named him Zebulun. Later, Leah bore a daughter and named her Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel. He listened to her and opened her womb. She conceived and bore a son, and she said, "God has taken away my disgrace." She named him Joseph and said, "May the Lord add another son to me." So one thing that I want to point out before I go to verse 25 is, hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shira. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the heart me, my friend. So one thing to point out is that this one phrase, it says, then God remembered Rachel. Because remember in the beginning, it said that Rachel couldn't bear any children. So all this time, in this time frame, Leah had 6 children in this time frame. So you're talking a pretty good chunk of time, right? Probably 6 kids, so 10 months apiece. I mean, you're talking 5 years. So it's a pretty good time frame that she had to wait. Verse 25 says, after Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, send me on your way, or on my way, so that I can return to my homeland. Give me my wives and my children that I have worked for, and let me go, and know how hard I worked for you. But Laban said to him, if I have found favor with you, stay. I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you. And then Laban said, name your wages and I will pay them. So Jacob said to him, you know how I have served you and how your herds have fared with me. For you had very little before I came, but now your wealth is increased. The Lord has blessed you because of me. And now, when will I also do something for my own family? And Laban asked, what should I give you? Thank you so much. Laban asked, what should I give you? And Jacob said, you don't need to give me anything. If you do this one thing for me, I will continue to shepherd and keep your flock. Let me go through all your sheep today and remove every sheep that is speckled or spotted, every dark-colored sheep among the lambs, and the spotted and speckled among the female goats. Such will be my wages. In the future, when you come to check on my wages, my honesty will testify for me. If I have any female goats that are not speckled or spotted, or any lambs that are not black, they will be considered stolen. Good, said Laban. Let it be as you have said. That day Laban removed the streaked and spotted male goats and all the speckled and spotted female goats, every one that had any white on it, and every dark-colored one among the lambs, and he placed his sons in charge of them. And he put a 3-day journey between himself and Jacob. Jacob, meanwhile, was shepherding the rest of Laban's flock. Jacob then took branches of fresh poplar, almond, and plane wood and peeled the bark. Exposing white strips on the branches, he set the peeled branches in the troughs in front of the sheep, in the water channels where the sheep came to drink. And the sheep bred when they came to drink. And the flocks bred in front of the branches and bore streaked, speckled, and spotted young. Jacob separated the lambs and made the flocks face the streaked sheep and the completely dark sheep in Laban's flock. And then he set his own stock apart and didn't put them with Laban's sheep. Whenever the stronger of the flock were breeding, Jacob placed the branches in the troughs in full view of the flocks, and they would breed in front of the branches. As for the weaklings of the flocks, he did not put out the branches. So it turned out that the weak sheep belonged to Laban and the stronger ones to Jacob, and the man became very rich. He had many flocks, female and male slaves, and camels and donkeys. So Jacob figured out some way to get these sheep streaked and speckled and spotted by using this technique of putting these branches in front of them. So I don't know if this was some kind of direction that he got. How's it going, Zard? Good to see you, man. So I don't know if it's something that God gave him and told him to do. You know, I always wonder those things, you know, because if you think about all the inventors, right? You think about all the inventors that we've had in time. People that created the TV, people that created the radio. You think about that and then you go, how did they come up with that? You know what I mean? Like, how did the guy figure out when he created the TV that he could shoot light over crystals and create, like, don't you feel like someone gave him that? Like, gave him that idea? Like, God was like, okay, it's time. We got to pass this on. We're going to give this idea to this person so that they can have a TV so I can better spread the word across. You know what I mean? Like, I think about that sometimes. Because I'm like, how can someone be so brilliant? You know? You come up with, you know, and it doesn't happen all the time. We got just like brilliant minds that come out of nowhere. Elon Musk and people like that figure out how to, you know, we had all this time where we had sent people to space and no one could do it. And then all of a sudden this person comes along, figures out how to shoot a rocket into space and make it come back and land. You know, it's like, how in the world? How do you get to that point, right? And then just the other day, you know, I've just been asking God to just give me ideas, you know. I'm open to, I want to learn more. I want to do things that other people aren't doing, you know. And yesterday I was getting like idea after idea after idea. And, you know, you think about, I was obviously actively praying for, you know, God to give me ideas, right? But we don't get to see the context of, you know, where did Jacob come up with this? Where did he figure out? Why did he even ask Laban about the sheep, right? How did he gather the idea that he was going to take the streaked and the spotted goats or the spotted sheep, and it wasn't going to be considered stolen? You know what I mean? Like, how did he come up with those things? You know? So I think about things like that all the time. I don't know about you guys, but I think about stuff like that. Thank you for the shares, Shira. I hope you're having a great day. I think I saw Josh in there too. Hope Josh is doing okay. Haven't seen him in a while. Is he doing okay, Levi? Hang on, I gotta switch that real quick. There we go. Okay. So that was the end of Genesis chapter 30. So we've already read two chapters already. Now this next chapter is a pretty long one. So I want you guys to buckle up. Buckle up on this one. Because Jacob's finally gonna separate from Laban. Okay? What he thinks he's going to. So Genesis chapter 31. Now Jacob heard what Laban's sons were saying. Jacob has taken all that was our father's and has built this wealth from what belonged to our father. And Jacob saw from Laban's face that his attitude toward him was not the same as before. The Lord said to him, "Go back to the land of your ancestors and to your family, and I will be with you." Jacob had Rachel and Leah called to the field where his flocks were. He said to them, "I can see from your father's face that his attitude toward me is not the same as before. But the God of my father has been with me. You know that with all my strength I have served your father, and that he has cheated me and changed my wages 10 times. But God has not let him harm me. If he said, the spotted sheep will be your wages, then all the sheep were born spotted. If he said, the streaked sheep will be your wages, then all the sheep were born streaked. God has taken away your father's herds and given them to me. And when the flocks were breeding, I saw in a dream that so here it is. When the flocks were breeding, I saw in a dream that the streaked, spotted, and speckled males were mating with the females. In that dream, the angel of God said to me, Jacob. And I said, here I am. And he said, look up and see. All the males that are mating with the flocks are streaked, spotted, and speckled. For I have seen all that Laban has been doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you poured oil on the stone marker and made a solemn vow to me. Get up, leave this land, and return to your native land. Then Rachel and Leah answered him, do we have any portion or inheritance in our father's family? And we not regarded by him as outsiders? For he has sold us and has certainly spent our purchase price. In fact, all the wealth that God has taken away from our father belongs to us and to our children. So do whatever God has said to you. So Jacob got up, put his children and wives on camels. He took all the livestock and possessions he had acquired in Paddan Aram, and he drove his herds to go to the land of Canaan, to his father Isaac. And when Laban had gone to shear his sheep, Rachel stole her father's household idols. And Jacob deceived Laban the Aramean, not telling him that he was fleeing. He fled with all of his possessions, crossed the Euphrates, and headed for the hill country of Gilead. Evan! Thanks, dude. How's it going, man? Long time no see. Shira says, I've been busy with family, took my uncle for his checkup, and got good news. He's healing well. That's so good. That's so good, Shira. I'm good, man. I'm good, dude. Nice to see you. What's happening? It's all right, Dread. Thanks for coming, dude. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, man. Hey, Dread, I've been trying to test something, and it happened a little bit ago, but I was missing something. There's a praise meter that has a 20% chance every 18 minutes to pop up in the stream. So if you see it and it pops up, it'll tell you what to do, but watch for it. I don't know how many more times. It just popped up a little bit ago, but if it pops up again, you'll know exactly what it is. You look very different from a while ago, probably because of my mustache. Because remember, I didn't have a mustache, but I had like hair on my chin, and now I don't have hair on my chin, and I have hair on my mustache. That's probably what it is. So I've been sitting here all day doing this. Suddenly is ASMR Bible reading. I don't know what I've done. Verse 22. On the third day, Laban was told that Jacob had fled. So he took his relatives with him, pursued Jacob for 7 days, and overtook him in the hill country of Gilead. But God came to Laban, the Aramean, in a dream at night. Watch yourself, God warned him. Don't say anything to Jacob, either good or bad. And when Laban overtook Jacob, Jacob had pitched his tent in the hill country, and Laban and his relatives also pitched tents in the hill country of Gilead. Laban said to Jacob, "What have you done?" You have deceived me and taken my daughters away like prisoners of war. Why did you secretly flee from me? Deceive me and not tell me. I would have sent you away with joy and singing, with tambourines and lyres, but you didn't even let me kiss my grandchildren and my daughters. You have acted foolishly. I could do you great harm, but last night the God of your father has said to me, watch yourself. Don't say anything to Jacob, either good or bad. And now you have gone off because you long for your father's family, but why have you stolen my gods? Jacob answered, I was afraid, for I thought you would take your daughters from me by force. If you find your gods with anyone here, he will not live. And before our relatives pointed out anything that is yours and take it. Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen the idols. So Laban went into Jacob's tent, Leah's tent, and the tents of the two concubines, but he found nothing. And when he left Leah's tent, he went into Rachel's tent. And now Rachel had taken Laban's household idols, put them in a saddlebag of the camel, and sat on them. Laban searched the whole tent, but found nothing. She said to her father, Don't be angry, my lord, that I cannot stand up in your presence. I'm having my period. So Laban searched but could not find the household idols. And then Jacob became incensed and brought charges against Laban. What is my crime, he said to Laban. What is my sin that you have pursued me? You've searched all my possessions. Have you found anything of yours? Put it here before my relatives and yours, and let them decide between the two of us. I've been with you these 20 years. Your ewes and female goats have not miscarried, and I have not eaten the rams from your flock. I did not bring you any of the flock torn by wild beasts. I myself bore the loss. You demanded payment from me for what was stolen by day or night. There I was. The heat consumed me by day, and the frost by night, and sleep fled from my eyes. For 20 years in your household I served you, 14 years for your 2 daughters, and 6 years for your flocks, and you have changed my wages 10 times. If the God of my father, the God of Abraham, the fear of Isaac, had not been with me, certainly now you would have sent me off empty-handed. But God has seen my affliction and my hard work, and he issued his verdict last night. And then Laban answered Jacob, the daughters of my daughters, the children of my children, and the flocks of my flocks. Everything you see is mine. But what can I do today for these daughters of mine, or for the children they have borne? Come now, let's make a covenant, you and I. Let it be a witness between the two of us. So Jacob picked out a stone and set it up as a marker. And then Jacob said to his relatives, Gather stones. And they took stones and made a mound. And then they ate there by the mound. Laban named the mound Jegar Saladutha, but Jacob named it Galeed. How's it going, Bugsy? How you doing today? How's it going, Chef? You just happen to come across my live now? That's awesome, dude. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. There it goes. You guys got to spam the chat. Do you guys see that over there on Red App? Just keep typing Jesus in the chat. Yes, I'm reading the Bible. Yep. Go ahead, Red App. It'll go away as soon as you guys spam it and fill up the cup. There you go. I'll take a break. There you go, Zombie. What's up, bro? Hey, guy, how you doing over there on purple? There you go. You can do it fast. You can do it. You can spam it as quickly as you can. It's working exactly how I wanted it to. That's awesome. It's working. You guys don't know how long that took me to make. It took me a while to make that. There you go. There you go. That's awesome. It's working exactly how I wanted it to. I feel like I need to move this up here so you guys can see it. There we go. I'm waiting for Red App over here. Well done. Well done. That was awesome. Good job, guys. How do you guys like that? Was that cool? It's all random. I never know if it's gonna come up or not. I have no idea. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's always running, and it has a chance every 18 minutes, so it might not come back again for another 2 hours. I don't know. Trust and believe in the gospel that Christ died for our sins, was buried, and rose again third day. Amen, Jamie. Amen. Amen. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. I worked on that for a few hours the other night and got it all working. All right. Let me finish this, and then I'll tell you the other new item that we put on there. Verse 48 says, Then Laban said, This mound is a witness between you and me today. Therefore the place was called Gilead, and also Mizpah. For he said, May the Lord watch between you and me when we are out of each other's sight. If you mistreat my daughters or take other wives, though no one is with us, understand that God will be a witness between you and me. Laban also said to Jacob, Look at this mound and the marker I have set up because you and me. This mound is a witness, and the marker is a witness that I will not pass beyond this mound to you, and you will not pass beyond this mound and this marker to do me harm. The God of Abraham and the gods of Nahor and the gods of their father will judge between us. And Jacob swore by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered a sacrifice on the mountain and invited his relatives to eat a meal. So they ate a meal, spent the night on the mountain. Laban got up early in the morning, kissed his grandchildren and daughters and blessed them, and then Laban left to return home. And that's the end of Genesis chapter 31. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So the other thing that I added, which you guys can test for me, I think you can only do it one. I don't know how fast you can do it. You don't really want to do it fast, but type in !ranked if you're over on Red App. I think purple will take it as well, but type !rank. Yeah, it's all the watch time starts today. There's no watch time that was kept track of before today. Your points are still there, but there's no watch time. But it's !rank. You just missed the praise meter, bro. Everybody in the chat jumped in on that one. I thought that was pretty cool. Scooby, what's happening, bro? There you go. So there's different ranks. So it goes all the way up to the highest rank, I think, is Legend. And there should be a different color for all the ranks as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't being kept track of before now, so there's no way for me to know. YouTube doesn't keep track of watch hours, unfortunately. So yeah, we had I added a bunch new commands. Yeah, that first one is new visitor. It's like the first hour. But I did notice that
what did it change my voice to? I don't know.
Did it
Change my...
Oh no. Oh no.
He changed my voice.
That glitch just changed my voice. On Reddit. And I have no idea what that sounds like. No, I'm not taking it off.
You spent 10,000 tokens? I have no idea. What's in the background? Oh my gosh. That's creepy.
Oh, what is that?
Oh no. Good job, Backwoods.
Good job, dude. It's switching. No, it's one voice. That one voice has all kinds of weird. I don't know what that is. So we're gonna wait for it.
Shut off.
Before I start reading anymore. Because that'll legit go straight there. No, this is one. This is one voice.
So yeah, there's some new things that you guys can spend your tokens on if you're ever on Red App.
I was hoping he wasn't.
I was hoping he wasn't gonna mute me because he can mute me for.
I don't even know how many tokens.
What's that cost?
Finally, I have no idea. There's another one that's mute. He mutes me for 3 minutes. Yeah, I think it's 3 minutes.
3 minutes is a really long time when you're
Counting. Yeah,
3 minutes is a really long time when you're counting.
team room. So yeah, we added.
We added the
Praise meter. We added the ranking system. The praise meter again.
It pops up every 18. Yeah, there's a chance. 20% chance every 18
minutes. Yeah, as long as everybody likes it, that's what I want. I just want people to come and have fun, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind. Yeah, I think it's
Funny. If you guys think it's funny, I think it's funny.
That would be even more funny if they, like,
Put the mask on my face.
face. That would be even more funny.
So I did
Update the, in Discord, just so you guys know.
in Discord and the general channel.
I pinned all of the commands up to, I didn't get the
Rank.
exclamation point rank. I didn't get that one added yet.
All the other ones are on there.
The quest wheel is up there. Backwards, you can do exclamation point leaderboard.
Oh, dude, I got time.
No,
No, don't feel like
that, dude. I got until
10 o'clock. I usually get done early reading the Bible. No, I'm not in a hurry, dude. Yeah, don't feel bad, man. I love it. That's why I made it.
exclamation point leaderboard. Try that. Can you hear that?
Exclamation point leaderboard. I think you're on that exclamation point leaderboard. I think.
I remember correctly. Yeah.
It put me on there.
Man, I have to take myself.
Self off. I need to take myself off of that.
I'm gonna have to fix that code. And then, another one really won't
Pertain to
These streams, but depending on what game I'm playing at the current time, I have exclamation point Steam. And that'll tell you how many people are playing the game that I'm playing at the time. Oh yeah, shut off. Yep, I see it. Exclamation point Steam tells you how many players are playing Crimson Desert right now. And then I updated the wheel as well. It's exclamation point Quest Now. Quest Now. I did add commands for each one of my socials. So, you know, if someone says they don't know what my Twitch is or they don't know what my TikTok is, you can type exclamation point TikTok. There you go. There you go. So that was verse. What was that verse of the day? Yeah. So that one was on there too. That one has TTS on it. So it reads it to you. Nice. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready for the next one. You guys ready? I think you're behind a couple minutes, Shira. So make sure you push the thing so it says it's live. Sometimes you get going backwards. You're okay with making the voice 1 to 2 minutes? Okay. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. That one is also Backwoods. The leaderboard I'll have updated soon. It will show display name instead of your handle. That felt like forever. Yeah, because you were like counting. Yeah, because you were counting. Let me see if I can find it and I'll change it. Let's see, points. Which one was that? That was exclamation point. Oh, random. Random. Okay. So how in milliseconds, how much is that? Because that was 3 minutes. Okay, I'll do 2 minutes. I'll do 2 minutes. Is that good? And I'll do the same thing on the mute. I'll do 2 minutes on the mute too. The mute's also 10,000. It's also 10,000. I thought about making like secret ones where they're like 7,777 redeem points. If you type in like I'm rich or something like that. I don't know. I was trying to think of other things that we could do, but 2 minutes? Okay. I did 2. I did 2 minutes. But I definitely like the praise meter. That was pretty cool. At some point, we'll have to up it from 25 to something more than 25. But for now, I think that was pretty cool for what we had in the chat. It lasted like 2 minutes itself until everybody got the 25 in there. So I thought that was pretty neat to see that come to fruition there. That was pretty cool. You'll see it. It'll be a big thing that pops up on the screen. You won't be able to miss it. But it's pretty fancy. It's pretty fancy. Okay. Let me get the little music going. Okay. You're gonna make me master copy and paste with a quickness? Oh. That's funny. That's how I had to do it by myself when I was testing it. Because I made like an unlisted stream and I started testing it and I was just spamming it in the chat, you know? So I was like, I guess I'll copy and paste it at 25 times so I can fill it up. But yeah, at some point, once we get more people in the chat, we'll be able to up it to like 50 or 100. You know what I mean? Because it just gets the interaction in the chat. You know what I mean? Because YouTube and TikTok and everybody, they count how often you guys are chatting. So if like everybody's listening and nobody's chatting, like that doesn't help the interaction part. So they want the interaction to happen. Yeah, I saw that, Scooby. What's Backwoods doing? Okay, Genesis chapter 32. Jacob went on his way, and God's angels met him. And when he saw them, Jacob said, "This is God's camp." So he called that place Mahanaim. Jacob sent messengers ahead of him to his brother Esau in the land of Seir, in the territory of Edom. He commanded them, "You are to say to my lord Esau, this is what your servant Jacob says. I've been staying with Laban and have been delayed until now. I have oxen, donkeys, flocks, and male and female slaves. I have sent this message to inform my lord in order to seek your favor." And when the messengers returned to Jacob, they said, "We went to your brother Esau. He is coming to meet you, and he has 400 men with him." Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. He divided the people with him into 2 camps, along with the flocks, herds, and camels. He thought, if Esau comes to one camp and attacks it, the remaining one can escape. Then Jacob said, "God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, the Lord who said to me, 'Go back to your land and to your family, and I will cause you to prosper. I am unworthy of all the kindness and faithfulness you have shown your servant. Indeed, I have crossed over the Jordan with my staff, and now I have become 2 camps. Please rescue me from my brother Esau, for I am afraid. Otherwise, he may come and attack me, the mothers and their children. You have said, I will cause you to prosper, and I will make your offspring like the sand of the sea, too numerous to be counted." You know, this reminds me of the story in 2 Kings. Hello, time to word up. What's happening, man? Good to see you. But this reminds me of the story in 2 Kings when something bad was going to happen, the king goes in front of the people and prays to God, and he starts reminding God of the things that God said. And I find it so intriguing because it says that Jacob was in fear. Jacob was scared. I mean, put it in today's standards, Jacob was scared out of his mind. And instead of going and putting his hands in his head in his hands, what does he do? He goes straight to God. Because you got to remember that Jacob went and stole everything from Esau, right? We talked about it a little in the chat, right? We were talking about how deceitful Jacob was, that he kind of went in there and took advantage of Esau and took his birthright and then took his blessing from him, dressed him up with goat skin so he was hairy like his brother Esau. So Jacob knew. That's why he sent these people in front of him to talk to Esau, to kind of feel out Esau. Because he knows that Esau's been pretty much in the wilderness, because Esau, they kind of pictured or painted Esau as this big burly dude. This big Viking looking guy that hunts all the time. Right? So Jacob knows that Esau's still pretty mad because Jacob ran away before Esau got to whip him. Right? So here, Jacob doesn't know what to think because he's in his own mind right now because he really doesn't know what Esau is even capable of. But his thoughts have been burning because of the things that he did towards Esau is now coming really to, it's all come full circle. And now he's really worried that he's going to get his family and everybody killed. That's what he sees. He doesn't know for sure, but he knows that Esau's mad. So he's saying, he's went to God and said, God, the God of my father Abraham, the God of my father Isaac, the Lord who said to me, go back to your land and to your family, and I will cause you to prosper. I'm unworthy of your kindness, Lord. I've crossed over the Jordan, and now I've become two camps. Please rescue me from my brother Esau. He says in verse 12, you have said, I will cause you to prosper, and I will make your offspring like the sand of the sea, too numerous to be counted. We talked the other day about what it's like to grab the sand on the beach and see how many sand grains are in your hand, that you just dump it on the ground, right? And think of the whole beach. How many are there? In verse 13, he said he spent the night there and took part of what he had brought with him as a gift for his brother Esau. 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 ewes, 20 rams, 30 milk camels with their young, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, 10 male donkeys. He entrusted them to his slaves as separate herds and said to them, go on ahead of me and leave some distance between the herds. And he told the first one, when my brother Esau meets you and asks, who do you belong to? Where are you going? And whose animals are these ahead of you? Then tell him, they belong to your servant Jacob. There are gifts into my lord Esau, and look, he is behind us. He also told the second one, the third, and everyone who was walking behind the animals, say the same thing to Esau when you find him. you are also to say, Look, your servant Jacob is right behind us. For he thought, I want to appease Esau with the gift that is going ahead of me. After that, I can face him, and perhaps he will forgive me. So Jacob knows that he did wrong. So the gift was sent on ahead of him while he remained in the camp that night. And during the night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 slave women, his 11 sons, and crossed the ford of Jabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream, along with all of his possessions. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. And when the man saw that he could not defeat him, he struck Jacob's hip socket as they wrestled and dislocated his hip. Then he said to Jacob, Let me go, for it is daybreak. But Jacob said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. What is your name? The man asked. Jacob, he replied. Your name will no longer be Jacob, he said. It will be Israel, because you have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed. And then Jacob asked him, Please tell me your name. But he answered, Why do you ask my name? And he blessed him there. Jacob then named the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face. He said, Yet my life has been spared. The sun shone on him as he passed by Peniel, limping because of his hip. That is why still today the Israelites don't eat the thigh muscle that is at the hip socket, because he struck Jacob's hip socket at the thigh muscle. So you're seeing in verse 24 that Jacob wrestles with God all night. Don't we sometimes wrestle with God? I mean, it might not be wrestling with God like physically, right? Not like what happened to Jacob. But sometimes don't we wrestle with God in our thoughts? And sometimes you got that thing that you know God's pushing you towards, but you don't want to do it because you're scared. Or you don't want to do it because you want to do something else. Right? I know I do. I'm like, this is hard, God. I don't know if I can keep doing it. I want to do it. I know how I want to do it, but I know that you want to do it, and you want to do it differently than I want to. But how do I get there? You know? Makes you wonder sometimes, huh? Some of these examples that we get of our forefathers wrestling with God, and then here we are, and we give ourselves a hard time, right? Because we wrestle with something, and you see how messed up they are, right? Jacob goes on, and he's so worried about his brother Esau, but he hasn't even met him yet. But here we're about to find out. Genesis chapter 33. Now Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming toward him with 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the 2 slave women. He put the slaves and their children first, Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph last. He himself went on ahead and bowed to the ground 7 times until he approached his brother. But Esau ran to meet him, hugged him, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. And they wept. And when Esau looked up and saw the women and children, he asked, "Who are these with you?" He answered, "The children God has graciously given your servant." And then the slaves and their children approached him and bowed down. Leah and her children also approached and bowed down, and then Joseph and Rachel approached and bowed down. So Esau said, "What do you mean by this whole procession I met?" "To find favor with you, my lord," he answered. "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have." But Jacob said, "No, please. If I have found favor with you, take this gift from me. For indeed, I have seen your face, and it is like seeing God's face, since you have accepted me. Please take my present that was brought to you, because God has been gracious to me, and I have everything I need." So Jacob urged him until he accepted. And then Esau said, "Let's move on, and I'll go ahead of you." Jacob replied, "My Lord knows that the children are weak, and I have nursing flocks and herds. If they are driven hard for one day, the whole herd will die. Let my Lord go ahead of his servant. I will continue on slowly at a pace suited to the livestock and the children until I come to my Lord at Seir." Esau said, "Let me leave some of my people with you." But he replied, "Why do that? Please indulge me, my Lord." That day Esau started on his way back to Seir, but Jacob went to Succoth. He built a house for himself and the shelters for his livestock. That is why the place was called Succoth. After Jacob came from Paddan Aram, he arrived safely at Shechem in the land of Canaan and camped in front of the city. He purchased a section of the field where he had pitched his tent from the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of silver. And he set up an altar there and called it God, the God of Israel. So that whole time, that whole last chapter, right? The whole last chapter, Jacob was worried. And you got to think of how long this has been building in Jacob's mind. Because you got to remember that Jacob had no children. He had no children when he left Esau. So now he has 12 kids. So this has been years and years. You would probably guess 20 years or more. He's got kids old enough to carry things, so I don't know if they're little children. So if you got to think the oldest, maybe late teens. So this isn't a new thought for Jacob. Jacob's been worried about his brother, hating him, for nearly 2 decades. And what happened? His brother Esau runs up and hugs him and kisses him. And all of that thought process is wasted. Worried about something that didn't even happen. He was worried that that Esau was going to send an army and unalive everybody. He even made him split camps across the river to make sure that one wasn't going to get attacked and the other one could get away. So the travel time maybe doubled. Also, his brother could run up and kiss him. But don't we do that? Don't we do those things? We go up and do something like that where we think about something so long. We don't even know if it's going to happen or not, but we worry about it and we worry about it, and then it never happens. And we wasted all that time. We wasted all that time thinking about something that was fake news. Fake news of our own mind that we made up. Isn't that crap? We're so dumb sometimes. Because I'm just sitting here thinking about myself. All right, there it goes. There it goes again. He's got his copy and paste going. At times, going his way is rough, yet nothing easy is worth the work most of the time. Paul went to prison. Yep, it did. Help him, help him, help him. Help him. Did he get it? Oh, he's halfway. He's doing it by himself. Dread's gonna fill the praise meter by himself. He's only got 7 more. I think he's gonna do it. Dread didn't get any help. He didn't get any help. You're almost there, Dread. Don't give up now. It stopped you? Oh no. It must have timed you out or something. There it goes. We need a timer. Nice. Nice. Thanks, Dread. Appreciate you, dude. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, if you guys see that praise meter come up, it is you just gotta spam Jesus in the chat. GG's. So yeah, that's our 5 chapters of the day. We've done a couple extra chapters throughout the week, but I tell you, it's been a week. It's definitely been a week. That's for sure. I think my mouse died. What's up with that, bro? That's so weird. Oh, there we go. It works now. I don't know why sometimes my mouse has an issue. I don't know why it does that. So you got to see the praise meter. Dreadpool, type in ! rank for me in the chat. Just type ! rank. There we go. Nice. So every time you get to the next rank, it'll change the color and everything. So it just flashes on the screen for a couple seconds and goes away. I thought that was a cool little addition over time. You guys will be collecting watch time hours like crazy eventually. Knowing you guys. Knowing you all. Also, so you guys know, just a reminder, there is a TTS monster. The TTS monster link is in the live description. You can get the link on there if you want it. If you're just a viewer and you want to, I do have free TTS for my mods, but for viewers, it is a way to give back to the channel if you want to use TTS monster. T-Mac, God bless you, my friend. You just missed filling up the praise meter, buddy. That was fun. How you doing, bro? T-Mac, let's ask you. What would help you want to come back to the channel more often? What can I do? What can I do to be more interactive for my chat and to get you guys to keep coming back? I wanna be a good steward of all of your time. We just read 5 chapters tonight. Saturday, we'll be back on Saturday to we're gonna play games on Saturday. So we'll try to integrate God's word into playing some games too. I might let the chat make the decision on the game, honestly. Maybe I'll make it to like the top giver or something like that. Maybe more interactive work. Yeah, I added the rank system, so you can type rank in the chat. And now we have a random praise meter where you have to spam Jesus in the chat to fill up the praise cup. So that just happened right before you got here. So I thought that was pretty fun. Yeah, that's based on I think it's based on 5 minutes, Dread. Yeah, I think it's based on 5 minutes. Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, some of those things I want to add more of that kind of stuff. I also have a quest wheel with some items on the quest wheel as well. You can try the quest wheel too. Dread, type in ! quest now. It's all one word, quest now. Should pop up on the screen. It said it was redeemed, but nothing happened. That was weird. I heard it. Hang on. Let me see if I can. Hang on a sec. Maybe it's in the wrong one. Maybe that's why it didn't work. Maybe that's why it didn't work. I gotta remember all these things to do. Hang on, let me get it added. Hang on. It definitely doesn't have to be that big, right? Okay. So that one goes there. And then I'll add the same thing to... Hang on. There we go. So I'll close that one. That one should be good. And And then we got that back. Okay. You got good lighting, good equipment. You read one chapter, someone else reads the next, and you reflect and give personal insights every so often. Yeah, I am going to do that. It's really hard to do because it would always be the same people, because I feel like the only way for me to get it on both TikTok and YouTube is if I use Discord, but not everybody has Discord. Not everybody has Discord, so I'm like, I don't want to use just TikTok because I can take TikTok callers, but I would only be able to hear it on TikTok. So I've been trying to figure that out. You want me to bathe? I'll bathe. Got it. I'll take a bath. I'll make sure I bathe, T-Mac. But yes, I do want to have, what I've been thinking about doing is once a month, like on a Saturday, just like read the Bible for like 4 hours, 3 hours, and have as many people as humanly possible come in and read. And I think that'll get people to want to come in and be on stream, be kind of like playing Fortnite with me, but they'll come in and read. And it'll be like kind of for all ages, but they'll come in and do that. All the commands are in Discord too, T-Mac. If you want to check out, there's like 40 commands that the stream has. If you want to take a look at that. There's a bunch of commands, especially most of the commands are all built for Twitch and YouTube. I don't have a lot of stuff for TikTok because TikTok doesn't allow me to use bots. So I can't use any like third party stuff. They do not like me using third party at all. They kind of like right now, there hasn't been one person even scroll through my chat in the last 20 minutes. So anytime that I'm like talking or anything like that, TikTok just doesn't like my channel. I'm gonna just push through it. Yeah, Fortnite, and we could do Lego and have our own time. Nice. But yeah, I've been thinking about stuff like that where I can make it a little bit more interactive. I do have, I added the second camera angle that switches back and forth. That kind of makes it so it's a little bit more flashy on the other side. I guess did I lose it again? Nope, there it is. I want to try adding this other source again. Hang on a sec. It says you've already added this device. Settings will be synced across all devices, all sources during using this device. That's so weird. Okay, I'm just going to use... See, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, that doesn't do nothing. It's so weird. So strange. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Camera. Let's see what that does. Nope. Camera. Delete. Full. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why I can't answer that. When should I test the question? Go ahead, you can do it now. Yeah, try it again. It should work. I like testing stuff with you guys because then I know if it's going to really work or not. Yeah, go for it. It didn't work again. Darn it. Let's see what's wrong with it. The Wheel of Quest has been redeemed. Fetch URL spin show. Well, 8. I want to try to do this manually and we'll see what happens. Yeah, that does not do anything. That's interesting. Let's take a look. Text source not found. Oh, that's not even the right one. That's not even the right one. Okay, so this is quest. Wait a minute. Why do I have... Oh, this is the other one. Okay. Okay, so this says Wheel of Quests. Oh, wait a minute. I see why. Hang on a second. I see why. I'm going to switch that around. Let me switch it around here. We're going to move this up. Hey, thanks for helping me. I appreciate it. First of the day. Nope. It's going to be Wheel of Quests. And then this one. Set browser source. Set browser source. Wait a minute. Why is that there? Okay. Okay, try again. And I can give you tokens back too. I might have to do 2 of these. Okay. I figured it out. Okay, got it. Got it. Now I gotta do the other one. Hang on. I think I got it this time. I always forget that I have to put 2 of these because one of them goes to the vertical side and one of them goes to the full screen side. So I'm going to redeem it anyway. Oh, I can't redeem it that way. I'll do it myself. How's it going, Hockey? How's it going, man? Let me see if I can do it. So you don't have to use your points. There it goes. Weapon swap. Use next enemy. Drop 5 minutes. Aha. And then it disappears after 25 seconds. I need to make it more less about games. I need to make it less about games. Chilling before bed. Nice, dude. We got done reading our Bible and now we're testing new stuff that we put in the chat. That's pretty much what I've been doing. Yes, that's what we've been doing. Because I want it to be more like question, right? I want it to be more about chat and less about a game, right? So this says I can switch it so we can do like random verse, hydrate, voice mode, prayer prompt, shout out, dramatic mode, poll chat, encouragement, no complaining. Keep big text. Instead of calling it Wheel of Quest, we could call it Shepherd's Challenge instead. I'm just reading through these ideas real quick. HTML. Yeah, you know what I mean? I got the Amen wheel or the Shepherd's Challenge wheel. The spin of faith and chaos. The spin of faith and chaos, the fellowship wheel, the hype disciple wheel. I don't like that one. The amen wheel sounds kind of cool. The Shepherd's Challenge wheel. Okay. Let's do we'll just rebuild this whole thing. We'll go away from this script that I got and we're gonna do it different. Let's see what we can do. You guys mind if I just sit here and chill with you guys? Sit on my exercise ball. Is that cool with you guys? Shepherd's pie? Not shepherd's pie, bro. That's not what I meant. How many segments do we want? 12? Let's see. We don't need a... No. Replace. Mohammed, how's it going? Just trying to do some little updates. So what's the tokens for? So I just updated all the commands. I just updated them in Discord. I don't know if you have Discord, but I just there's like 40 commands in there. But that's what you use your points for. You can use them. You can change that light right there. Play some sounds in the chat. Turn off my microphone. You can change what my voice sounds like. Just stuff like that. All right. I should be able to control it with this. I'll work on rebuilding the Wheel of Quests. I think I can rebuild it pretty easily without what I have on there now. All right, Hockey. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Thanks for coming by and say hi. God bless you, man. Appreciate you, bud. So yeah, I'll work on some of that stuff. If you guys have ideas that would, you know, that you guys would like to see on stream, you know, obviously you guys know I don't jump up and down and scream, and I don't sing songs. Well, I don't sing songs good. But I would love to try to, you know, make the stream more interactive for everybody, make it fun. So if you do have anything that you're like, man, I wish we would do that, please just let me know. I'd love to take a look at it and see if I could do it. I've been trying to learn better coding skills, and ChatGPT's helping me a little bit with that. And that's why I'm able to write some of the code to do what I've done already. So, but yeah, I'll be back on Saturday morning. I think that's the plan. So I only have another week, and then I'm going to be going on a vacation. I'm going to be leaving on not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So I'm going to be leaving on the 9th, and I'll be gone for 4 days. So, but I'll be here another week, and I'll be back. My new days off are Wednesdays and Fridays, so I'll be back on Saturday morning, and we'll play some game. I don't know what the game's going to be, but we're going to play a game. So come and hang out with me Saturday morning if you got a chance. And let me know what games you guys are playing in Discord. Send me some screenshots. I'd love to see what games you guys are playing. So I'll see you later, Twitch. I'll see you later, YouTube. And good night, TikTok. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you guys.